Hey everybody, Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision as we catch up with our coaches this week. And a tremendous start for our men's soccer team as they are 4-0 and 0 on the year. They traveled out to the western side of the state and took care of business. And joining us is their head coach, David Korn. And David, two rough and tumble games, so to say, out in the Kansas City area this past weekend. But, two wins nonetheless, a number 5 ranking in the first poll out by the Coaches Association. You got to feel really, really good where the guys are right now.
Yeah, I think for the first 4 games of the season, we were excited about the performance, the growth of the team. We didn't because of everything going with COVID get a chance to do any exhibition. So, we got to learn a lot about ourselves. We've gotten to play more than 20 guys in the games, and I think it's been good to see the depth of the team, and we have some more players that I think will continue to earn more and more time as the season goes on.
Talk a little bit about Mirza. First off, we sweep the GLVC Player of the Week honors this week. So let's talk about Mirza and just what a terrific weekend he had. And I'll tell you right now, his goal on Sunday against Rockhurst, that may have been one of the best goals that I've seen in a long time from our guys when he just buried a strike from 30 yards out.
Yeah, it was a great finish. I mean, he's played really well, and it's a credit to him. He's worked hard, to recover from his injury a little over a year ago, and he's made a good impact. It's been fun to watch his development. His first season, he had to play more of a defensive mid role for us, and he's moved up the field, and he's a guy that can score goals. He's a guy that can create assists, and more than that, I think he can impact the game without the ball. His defensive work rate, his ability to get into good spaces on the field, and I think he has a really good feel and sense for the game. And I think he still has a lot of ways that he can grow and continue to make a big impact this season.
The one thing too is that I've noticed a lot is him and Seti working together, up front. I mean, if Seti's not getting him, getting himself a goal from an assist from Mirza, they're flip-flopping a little bit. And the way that Cedric is just performing, out in the corner on those kicks for you to set things up has just been tremendous.
Yeah, he's really played well to start the season also, and it's good to see him finding goals and creating chances. And again, he's one that I think has grown a lot in his ability to lead by example, his ability to set the tone defensively. The number of times he's been in good positions to recover and repress and win the ball for us. That's I think been as much of a key as his attacking play.
Talking a little bit about the defensive side of things, Dom wins the Defensive Player of the Week this week, and you could give it to any other guys, Ewan and those guys and Steon and that, but Dom has been back there with Ewan, and they've been anchoring a defense that only allowed 6 shots this past weekend combined in the 2 games. And haven't given up a goal in over 295 minutes over the last 3 plus. I mean, just that performance in the back has just been unbelievable.
Yeah, and obviously we know that the main goal going into each match is to have a good defensive performance. That's a starting point for us, and we've had I think 7 different guys play in the back last weekend, and including our defensive midfield, another 2 more. And Liam's been great in goal, and I think Dom, is really matured. His play has really grown, and he made a fantastic play in the 81st minute of our second game, and I think that's a moment where fatigue and a lot of things could have set in, and he was in a great position to save a goal, and obviously for us also gets the game-winning goal in the first game, which we saw last season. He can score, whether it's his ability to finish with his head, finish with his feet, and even his delivery and passing has been a big part for us. So we've been pleased. He's defensively done a good job, and obviously can really contribute to the attack.
No doubt about it. And you know what? And Liam, he's had shutouts, and he combined with his shutout with Cody. He hasn't really seen a lot of shots. I mean, when you look at his numbers, you're thinking, okay, shutouts, you probably got like 3, 4, 5 saves, and he doesn't have that because of just a strong performance in front of him. And as a goalkeeper, it's a double-edged sword. You love having your guys up, in front of you playing well, but at least every now and then like to have a save or two.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the hard part is, he may have to be called on after a stretch of not making as many saves. And, I think sometimes what goes unnoticed is his organization, his ability to communicate that sometimes means that defensively we're in a better position and we don't, yield a shot, or, his ability to come out and collect crosses or deal with balls in the air, and even his ability with his feet to help us keep the ball. I mean, the more we're on the ball, the less likely he is that the opponent's getting a shot. So I think sometimes his ability to help us control portions of the game, to organize, to communicate and lead means that sometimes he's got a couple less things to do in a match. And obviously we know if he needs to come up with a big save, that he can do that also.
This weekend, as SBU and Drury come up, Mother Nature is not going to be kind. It looks like, at least, but with the turf, it'll be a quicker pace to the game a little bit, because when the turf gets wet, that kind of makes things a little bit more interesting. But talk a little bit about SBU and Drury and what you guys have seen in scouting.
Well, that's the fun part for sure, is getting the ball moving quickly. And, both teams have really improved over last year. I think Drury, especially in the last 2, 3 years, has grown. But SPU, Southwest Baptist has made a huge, huge improvement, I think, in just one season to the next. So it's a credit to both their coaching staffs. I think individually there's players, in both groups that attacking wise can score, can stretch the game with their pace, are very comfortable, both teams playing with the ball. And we know both defensively have done really well. And we've seen that in their results, that, both have had some really good wins and impressive performances. So we're excited for 2 good games. The hard part is, with 2 games a weekend, we got to really slow down and focus on Friday. And from there, then we'll turn the page no matter what the result is, and be ready for Sunday. So, for us, our preparation and training, how we take care of our bodies, the things we're doing to get ready for Friday's match is really a big focus.
Number 5 ranking in the first poll. The second highest, I think, opening. I know we made it as far as number 2 back in 2019, but what's the message to the guys when the word came out about that late last night, early this morning, to, say, hey, that's great, but we still have a lot more work to do.
Yeah, it's flattering. I mean, I think for us, the season is a long one. So if we're going to get the opportunity to earn and host a trophy at the end of the season, there's going to be a series of a lot of little celebrations that go into it. This is one of those little celebrations. Hey, great job. From what we can control, we've had a positive impact so far. It's nice to be recognized for that. Here's what we can control moving forward, and we need to continue to build on it, because this isn't the end of the season. This isn't the last ranking. We haven't reached our competitive goals yet, and we want to keep growing and getting better.
No doubt about it. We're looking forward to the weekend, my friend. We'll have the rain gear ready to go, and some great soccer coming up here at Maryville Field as you guys come back home. We'll see you on Friday over at the field.
Appreciate it, Jim. Thanks for all the support.
No problem, buddy. David Korn, our men's soccer coach, joins us once again Friday. SBU comes to town now. Once again, note the game is going to move up an hour. The men will play at noon, and the women will play at 2:30. And then on Sunday, we'll flip flop. The guys will take on Drury at 2:30 right here at Maryville Field. Once again, make sure you are checking the fan and spectator regulations. It's posted on MaryvilleSaints.com. That'll let you know how we are handling fans and support for all of our home events outside here at Maryville. For Coach, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week. And as always, go Saints.
Go Saints.